Hello everybody, welcome back to our single player world. Today we are in the end. That is just where we're getting started. I want to quickly come and repair my elytra. That is the wrong way to do it. I needed 19 levels. There we go. And I've gone through many pairs. I spoke about it before. I've been going through elytra like anything. Like a ridiculous amount. Let me just, you know what? Let's just throw that off the edge. There we go. Perfect. So I thought it'd be good to start off here because of course I needed to repair my elytra. And not only that, I also did a little bit of stuff. So you can see I've added in the trap chests majority of the way down on the left-hand side here. I actually didn't have quite enough iron to finish off all of them. We got up to here. So we should be, it shouldn't be too long before we have all the trap chests in. And this is one of those projects that are going to take a bit of time just to do a few things, you know what I mean? Add in the trap chests, then the big one. The big one's going to be all the hoppers, and we've got two options to that. We need to get a lot of iron for hoppers, of course. And each one of those chests will need a hopper. Each one of the double chests would need a hopper. And I guess we could do a little bit of an iron farm, which I've been requested many times. Or, alternatively, we could just go and mine it all. And I think that shouldn't be too unachievable to mine all that. I think we get a fair bit of iron every time we go mining. Every time we go mining, or every time I go over to the end and stuff like that, to the end cities, I get quite a bit as well. Oh, good spot to start, but not a good time to start, I guess. All right, there we go. I saw a skelly up there somewhere. There he is. There's two actually. Okay, perfect. So we are going back to a bit of building today, and I'm really excited actually to get a bit of stuff going on here because we've gone ahead, we've got the two main buildings built in here, but there's only two buildings. So we need more than two buildings in this place. Because really, it's not even a village. We need more than two to call this a village, I think. Down. Perfect. In fact, that's good. I'm running short on gunpowder for rockets. So what I've done in between the last episode and this episode here is, of course, we last dealt with the banner. Right there. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and put in this little part over here, this little bit of a mountain, and I think it looks pretty good. The rocky mountain coming into this dirt one, which is actually going to be very, as you can see, very little bit of snow on here, just as if it's transitioning over to this area here. And I'm actually thinking of pulling this one over quite a bit, because a lot of you might not know, if you guys haven't noticed, I've only done half these mountains, and let me go around to this side here. It's actually kind of cool to see from the other side, but not really too good in terms of what our worlds are going to look like. But eventually these mountains will be completed all the way around, because I want this whole world to be three-dimensional, you know what I mean? We don't want to be just from one direction. Here we go. So these are what the mountains look like. Of course, doing this side isn't yet important, but once we do eventually add in more stuff on this side of the mountain, we're going to have to add these in. But there's a lot of space here, which we can do a lot of really cool things for. Cool things with. Man, every time I mess up my words. No, oh man. Oh yeah, we got my elytra. Woo! I've gotten so used to not having my elytra, I thought that was us gone there. Alright, so let's get started on what we're doing today. Of course, I want to do building today. I feel like this is a buildy day. And I've gone ahead and also put in this piece over here. So we go down here. We've got this market area, walking down to this area. And my plan is to add in a few houses, and I've got the spruce wood on me. Perfect. All right, so first of all, I want to add in a little bit of stuff over here. So I want a house over here, and I want to plan out a bit of this area, like the area down here. I want a house over here, perhaps another one on this corner, which could actually be connected into that one. A little bit of an alleyway going up to a house on the hill over here, a very small one, because of course we want to keep the scale of the mountain looking significantly larger than what it is, because if we do a house that's that big, it's going to make this mountain look very small. And then another house over here. So I'm picturing a little bit of an alleyway going in over here to that other house. There we go. Let's add those there. Very small planning ideas. Then, of course, we've got this area here where we walk down, and it's going to be a fairly large open area. So we've got a few options of things we can put in here. I want to also go ahead and put a house in over here, probably. Finish this area off a little bit better. There we go. So a few houses down here, and the rest of this area I'm going to leave for any suggestions you guys might have, or eventually seeing if we want to do a few more things. And as I said in our world tour, I'm pretty sure, I mentioned that I want to account for every person in this village. I want there to be for instance, the barman, right? Who lives here? Who works here? You know, where does this person live? instead of just building these houses, I know we might end up maybe having a bit of extra, but we'll have a look for it. We'll have a look and see how we go. So for today, I want to start on this house over here, which I'm pretty sure will actually be a very, very good duplex. That'll be a duplex, right? Where you've got like two houses joined to each other. Or maybe we'll be better off actually starting off here. Maybe, you know what? I thought that would be a good idea, but perhaps maybe starting on a smaller scale house, like a lot smaller of a house, will allow us to work out what we're going to be doing with these houses. I think that's actually a good idea. So I'm going to get started on this. I have to do a bit of planning, seeing how everything's going to fit together. And I'll also maybe work out who lives in this one. Alright, so there is a little bit of a start. I know it seems like I've gone quite far with this, but I kind of just got a little bit carried away. So first of all, I'm going for this very distinctive roof shape that we've got going on in this village, which is something I really like. I like the way these roofs are turning out. They're their own sort of roof, and it's just been organic the way it's come around. So I've gone ahead and done the front part of this house, and I like the towers that we've got going on here. There's one over there. In fact, kind of on this side here. Let me get around here. That is built into that roof there, but there's another one. And I like that idea of having them around the village. So this house is going to portray a little bit of the same design there. And what I've got planned here is walking in here, having a nice little close-knit area here. So we're going to have this over here being wall. That over there, is that there? Yeah, that over there being wall, and also over here. So it's going to be very, very small inside, very narrow, but we're going to have an upper level as well. So we'll have some stairs going up here to this next level, and the next level is something I've got to plan out. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now, a lot of people have asked me, this is something that a lot of you might not be aware of if people don't go on Twitter at all. But recently we've got some updates to a few blocks, which I'm sure you guys, if you have been on Twitter, if you guys follow Jeb, you would know about us now getting new blocks in Minecraft. Well, new textures on blocks in Minecraft. And I'm quite excited about them. I must admit, I'm glad that a lot of blocks are going to be updated. And I know it's not going to be everything, but I'm happy that things are getting changed a little bit. Because, you know me, I like to keep the game as default as possible. And if the default changes, then I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the default being changed for the better. So, of course, not every single thing will get changed. But there's a few that I really wish will get changed. And in fact, the one that I kind of like that was getting changed was the birch wood was getting changed, the actual birch log. And it went a little bit yellow, which I kind of liked, but apparently that was too yellow. But then, not only that, there's also a different diamond texture as well for diamond blocks. And I thought that was really, really cool. So originally there was one with a border around it, and I didn't really like that. And then another draft of it was released, I guess you could say a draft of it was released. And that one actually had less of a border, which I really, really like. I like the fact that blocks, when a block doesn't have a border, it makes the block so much more usable. Because really what happens is as soon as you have a block with a border, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Do I have some andesite on me? Like the andesite blocks, right? The polished andesite is not nearly as versatile as the plain andesite. And that's because look at the plain andesite. It just merges in with things. As soon as I put the polished andesite down, just like clunks in there. Look at that. You can't put two of those next to each other. As soon as you do that, that just looks silly. Like, that just looks silly, and that's what I don't like about when they put texture, like the borders on the textured blocks. They just don't really work very well. But there, look at that. That works very, very well. In terms of building, I mean, of course, some people might just want the diamond blocks for being a diamond block, and I understand that. But you may as well make them good for us builders too. That's my thoughts on it. But some blocks which I really wish to see updated in the default texture pack, and of course, if anything, for instance, like water, or for instance the crops get changed, I will definitely take them out of this texture pack, and then we'll only keep the sky in the texture pack. So that's my thought on these things. I've got to go one more level up there. Perfect. Come on, there we go. So that's my thought at least on those. But blocks that I want to see changed, hopefully, would be snow. And the reason I say snow is because when you get up to it, snow's a very repeating texture. Look at that. That's a very monotonous texture. You've got this very solid like line over there. Got another line going on that side. I think that's something that could be changed at least to look a little bit better, in my opinion. Because of course we've got it all the way up the mountain, and if you have a look there, it's just if we had that being a little bit smoother, I reckon that would look really, really good. Maybe we can make our own draft and give it a try sometime. But I think that would be one of the cooler things to add in. And not only that, the snow is one. Of course, I want the crops to be updated. Crops, for me, are the things that I think really, really don't match anything in the game. I think I've done this the wrong level, have I not? Let me go back here. Yeah, I've done that on the wrong level. But I think I might actually like that level. So how about we keep it on that level? But some other things that I really would love to see changed. For instance, my personal opinion is dark oak. For me, dark oak is too similar to oak. The tree, like not the wood itself, but I'm talking about the actual the leaves that come with the wood. I feel like the leaves, because they look exactly like oak leaves, they've just got a different name. I guess they're really useful for people who make texture packs, because you've got an extra leaf block you can change around. In fact, I think acacia actually does exactly the same thing. That they're their exact same leaves, exact same texture as the oak leaves, and I feel like that's a real opportunity missed, because I think we could do with a few different leaf colors. You know what I mean? The only two that I really use, and with the occasional use of birch, I guess. But the two I really ever use are the oak and, now I feel like this is too low. Oak and, of course, the spruce leaves, because they've got their own texture. Birch has got pretty much a similar texture to oak, but it's just got that little bit of a different color to it, which is, I guess, useful as well for building in the nether. If you ever build in the nether, birch is your best friend there. But I just feel like those would be really, really good to be changed quite a bit. In my opinion, those can be changed quite a bit, and I would be happy with that. So let's go back here. Yeah. And the other thing that this would mean, if this is a 1.13 update along with all the technical changes, another thing that would mean is that a few of our builds would probably change with a few of the blocks that get updated. But I think that would be not a bad thing. I think we can maybe work along with that and try to figure it out. I'm not upset if those do change, because, of course, we're still fresh in this world. And besides, it's always fun to have new challenges come around, and a new block color would definitely be a new challenge. So let's check this out. Let's check. I've been playing around with these roofs quite a bit, so I'm getting the hang of them pretty easily. No, that will not work. I'm gonna actually have to keep these on the same level. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of these. Look at this guy. All right. So I think I'll get this roof in, and I'll get a bit of the walls in so you guys can see what's actually going on here. By the way, guys, I know I said it a few episodes ago, but I'm still very, very, I've still got a cold, so I've still got quite a nasally voice. So I hope you guys don't get too annoyed with it. I know it's such an annoying thing. It's one of those things that I'm like, man, I wish I couldn't, but currently it's just, as I say, the nature of the season, and hopefully it goes away quick enough, because of course that's what didn't let me do the last video. Well, not last video, but kept it 1 day away. That was quite annoying, but of course it's a matter of time. It'll pass over. There we go. That's the roof we're looking for. Let's check that out. Yeah, that's good. So that's gonna go up there. I'm gonna pull it along there, and it's gonna look good. I like this. I like the way this is turning out. Looking really good, I think. Look at that. That's actually coming along very, very well. I've gone and tried this little chandelier, which I think looks fantastic. I was actually quite worried about it, because I put it in, and I was like, this is gonna be way too big. But turns out it actually is quite a good addition to this place. Let's go around here. Did I just see it? Ah, it's the ender chest particles. Okay, that makes sense. I thought I just saw an enderman there. Alright, so that's what it's looking like. I think that looks very, very good. Let's go from the back here and check it out as well, just to give you a little bit of a run around the place. There we go. And if you're wondering what is making the differences in these buildings to make them very, very unique, it's all in the roof. It's all this little roof design that we've got going on in here, and I think that is really, really making the big differences. Man, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Could you imagine now we have another house similar in design over here, and then connected to another one? I reckon that is going to look absolutely awesome. Really give you this quaint sort of village feel. But remember, we still have to work in the fact that this village is not very safe right now. We need to basically, this place was safe, and now it's not. That's what we got to think about. So the outside looks good. Let's have a look at the inside. I've got some stairs going up here, and that's about it. Very, very easy thing here. Now, what I want to do is I want to get some of this. Start quickly just doing a few little things. You know me, I'm not very much into my interiors, but I think we can do a bit. We can still do a bit of interior. Let's do that. Do 2 of those and give this a try. So I saw this once and I don't know where, but I've done it myself in the last village. I want to do it here again. Okay, can we do that? Ooh, I think this could work. That could work. Yep. Good. And then that there. There. And then we just go around to the outside. That'll be alright with the way it is. Then we go around to the outside. And we pro ender pearl up there. Wonderful. And I just want to make sure I come up in the correct position. Of course, we could really just mess around and pretend that we got the right position, but I like to think I've done it the correct way. So there we go. That'll be good. That'll be good. Where was it? This one here? Yep. Cool. So which one's block level? I always like to make sure I don't have a little gap. Okay, that is perfect. I was hoping we weren't gonna have it like this one here. I was hoping it wasn't that level, and it isn't, which is great. Maybe we go up one more height and check this thing out. Oh no. Okay, I need a slab very quickly. Let's get this slab. And this is actually probably the neatest little chimney design I've ever seen, to be honest. There we go. And pro ender pearl. No. Too far. All right. So we do one like that. I was too close to it. And let's go step back. Hopefully this is tall enough. If not, I'll have to drop it up, bump it up one block. Yeah, you can't really tell because of the mountain right now, but that looks really, really cool. Just a little bit of a different thing, you know? I wish we could I wish there was another way to get particles like that. That would look really, really awesome. But you know what? It's not a big problem. It's not the biggest of problems. All right, let's do one of these. I want to quickly just make this village sort of this one feel like it's part of the village. So we do that there, no, there. This is one thing I wish they fixed about this thing, is that it cycles through a few things, and by the time you click stuff, it's just not the one you want, which is a little bit annoying, again. I think it could be fixed. I think that's something I would like to see changed, at least. Maybe you could, like, scroll through with your mouse wheel or something like that. Okay, that's too high. Maybe on this wall here could work. Yeah, that'll work. This one I actually stole from the war room. And now I want to give another thing a try. This is something I'm not too sure whether it's going to work or not. In fact, I needed some redstone stuff for this as well, in any case. Okay, so if we did that there, let's just do this here for now. Put it this way. Let's do it that way. And then we do that there. No, but if I can quickly get... Let's just get our redstone box. We might be able to make this thing work. Because I don't want to be on this house all day today, so I want to hopefully after this, we'll go split off and do something else that I want to get done. So let's do this here. We'll get the redstone box out. The trusty redstone box. One of those. No, really? I was trying to click on those. There we go. And this will work. One up there and one like that. And then we can do another one just to close in the floor as well. I don't think it works quite as well as I was hoping it was going to be completely fair. I don't know. I'll leave it there. Just see how we feel. It goes over there. All right, so we'll get rid of that. There we go. Let's just leave it there. Think about it. In fact, it's probably better off being spruce, but I'll just keep the idea there. All right, so then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a bed up here. And what I'm thinking is this is probably going to be the barman's place. I think that's a cool little spot. It's a nice looking little house. Very, very simple. And I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll have to get another one of these. Yep. And there. And then finishing it off with this here. And the brown bed obviously works the best because the blue is a little bit unrealistic of a color. I think it's not really a good color like light blue and all those sorts of things. And the red, thank goodness we don't have to be stuck with just the red now. That's actually one good thing. That's one really, really good thing. So let's do this, there, and... Okay, that didn't work. And I should have known that. I should have known that wasn't going to work. All right, there, and... Perfect. Perfect. That is good. that is all pretty much done. Maybe a painting or so around here. But that's all pretty much done. A little bit of a furnace to heat the place up. A few smaller things, but you know, we're not going to focus too much on that. We like the world. That's what I like to focus on. The overall design of this world, and then we'll eventually get into smaller things like that when we have time. So I want to go switch it up a bit. I want to go and try fixing up one project we've just started quite recently, and we started this episode off right there. Yes, I have gone through an entire pair of elytra. Is it even a pair? Is elytra like pants? Like a pair of pants? A pair of elytra? I don't know, but I've gone through an entire pair of elytra this episode. Look at that. 35 levels. This will be the last time that is repaired. So in other words, this one can basically go to the elytra grave. For good. So what I've been doing is I've been thinking, what are we gonna do in this area? I came up with the idea of doing like a bit of this stuff, a bit of the quartz in here, but I don't know about that just yet. I want to get this involved in here. Now I was thinking, I like it somewhat centered because there's no other thing I want to put in here. The storage is going over there. There's really no other reason to have anything in here. So I wanted this to be somewhat centered. The only thing I can think of is going back around that side to the back, and that doesn't really interest me, to be completely fair. But I think it could be a good option for this, because springing this off to either side really doesn't... It'll just make this thing look lopsided. The other thing that we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and off camera, because I've got majority of this area here covered in. I want to go ahead and put in the glass, hopefully to quite far. It won't go to the end. This is all the glass I got. I got to dig more sand up, but it'll go pretty far, and I want to do that there. Let me just get rid of these. I don't need these on this side here. I thought that was going to be a bit easier. In fact, you know what's going to be quite an interesting thing is eventually when we do put the hoppers in at the back, that's going to be a fun time, because we've got to get everything around here. But there'll be a problem for the time when we get there. So the other thing about this area is I want to do something a bit more creative than what we've got now. We've only got the black and probably eventually the white. But I'm thinking I want to make one other color in here. And I'm thinking we might do some purple stuff just to make it feel like it's a real like Enderman farm, you know what I mean? That's the Ender colors. Yeah, that looks good without the like just seeing this fall into the void. Yeah, that's going to work really, really well. So yeah, I want to still try and get a bit of purple in here. And I think I actually might have some purple concrete over here. It'll be the concrete block, because of course we need to use a concrete block occasionally. So I'll get that. Let's check. Do we have some in here? I've got purple. I've got magenta concrete. No purple concrete. Okay, I'll have to get that. I'll have to get that sorted. So I'll go ahead and put these in right now. Okay, so I have gone ahead and finished up everything. I ended up going back for a bit more sand. I've got everything done to the very end. Believe me, I'm not going all the way down there. It's very far away. I've also gone ahead and switched off the farm. So if you check up there, in fact, I've got to get rid of that piece there. That's unnecessary. But you can see it's all lit up there, and that's just to stop the Endermen from spawning for a bit. And I actually want to maybe extend that platform, because many people have told me it's a good thing to do. So I might give that a try. One thing is, because I wanted to put in some extra hoppers underneath these things, I've got one block higher than what is recommended. So what I want to do is I want to put this enchantment table, I think I always say enchanting table, enchantment table, one block down. And man, it's so scary. Every time I break something, it's super scary. And I really only have one chance at doing this, because if I break it, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back very easily. In fact, what might be better off is doing the next part of this first. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of that, and I want to see if I can push in a you know what? I'm just gonna do this, just because I want to be safe, and I'll put in that over there as a marker. All right. So if I get rid of this block here, and I think I've got everything there, I should be able to put in one of these at that angle. And can I place one of these on there? That won't work unless that's a full block, which I can do, and I'll have to just fix it up later. Now that should work. Yep. Alright, so I want to get rid of this block here. And you'll see, if you're wondering why I'm doing all this stuff, you'll see why, hopefully, hopefully very, very soon. Because I want to make this one level down. And I'll kind of, oh man, can't place there. I hope to show you. So if I do this one down there, then I've got to do another one down. I should now be able to... Actually, can that go one more down than that? Can that go one lower? Yes, that's what I want. That's the level I want it on. So, if I have my enchanting table over there, that'll be able to work. So I've got to go and do this, although that's a bit too low. Yeah, that's too low. In fact, that could be a bit of a problem because of spawn height of the Enderman. Okay. Alright, maybe we'll have to cancel this idea. Maybe we'll have to cancel this idea because I think what's going to happen is Endermen are going to be able to spawn in here, and that's not a good time. So you know what? We'll give it a go. Let's give it a go, and if it does give us trouble, we'll get rid of it. But if it doesn't, you know what? Then we win. There we win. So do that there, and I'm going to put this all the way around. I might even be able to do a little bit of a roof piece of it. There we go. There we go. Almost there. All right. So then I also want to plan out a little bit of a pattern to do on the sides because it's currently pretty scary looking out into the deep, dark void that we see. It's very, very scary, in fact. And I don't want to... yeah, I thought I had another piece in there. I don't want to fall off the edge because around this way, there's nothing holding me in. And I could do more glass or along the edges, which I'm very, very close to doing. But I want to maybe do a little pattern at the end here with a bit of this quartz. So let's do that. Let's get rid of these quick. And this block over here is actually going to be the block that's going to hold the enchantment table. I'm going to just do this because, you know what, I don't want to lose this table. So we do that. And there we go. Perfect. One really big, worry of mine is the fact that quartz breaks so easily. How about that? If we do it down that way, this is actually, yeah, we could maybe do something with a bit of spruce in here as well, just to make this a nice looking thing. We'll do that there, that there, that there. Perfect. All right. And then I'll have to change these ones over to some normal bookshelves. Easy. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. And look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Watch how easy. Just one click. It goes. Very, very easy stuff. This quartz just gets melted through by my pickaxe. So we got to be super, super careful with that. Let me get those, that, and wonderful. I will eventually make this all even because actually, it is all even. It's currently all even. Perfect. All right, so that should be 30 levels worth of enchanting. As I say, the only trouble we might have is Endermen can spawn in here. So maybe if I do something like this, I'll have to do with some spruce to make it look a bit better. Yeah, that'll be what we'll have to do, because then they just can't spawn in there. Okay, that shouldn't be too much trouble. You'll notice also that I've made this a little bit different, because this is the side I normally kill these guys at, these Endermen. But this part over here was actually hidden, and there was actually a bit of a trouble I was having, where Endermen would actually get pushed off onto the carpets, and I decided to just do this back piece. I know it's not going to be as efficient because we're standing right below the farm, and I'm pretty sure I make some of that area unspawnable because I'm too close, but at least if there are some in here while we're enchanting, we just turn around, hit some, go back to enchanting, and if we want to, we can come back to the efficient side and then wait for these guys to spawn. So I think that will be pretty much everything for today, guys. I've done quite a bit of the stuff that I do really want to do. Although, you know what? I'm actually amazed I made it through this episode without losing my voice. Because I've had quite a bit of trouble recently with my voice, and I'm glad that we've made it. Of course, to do with the cold. So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.